Agriculture subsidies are an important factor of imbalance in the international market. And although Africa has one of the lowest costs of production for agricultural commodities in the world, it loses competitiveness in the international market as wealthier countries subsidize their farmers, sometimes to the extent that the selling price of crops is lower than the production cost. That is really the reality for cotton farmers in West Africa. The United States, the world's largest cotton producer, paid its cotton farmers almost $33 billion to grow their crops between 1995 and 2012. US farmers are subsidized so they produce more cotton than they otherwise would, but that has the effect of lowering the global price of cotton. Members of the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, spent $258 billion subsidizing agriculture in 2013. As a consequence, wealthy nations inflate their agricultural outputs to an artificial level, frequently flooding the commodities market and bringing prices down. This creates an unfair competitive environment in the global market, and the most affected are small farmers in the poorest countries where government subsidies don't exist. Now, since more than 1/3 of the GDP of most African countries is directly related to the agricultural sector, these countries may be even more vulnerable to the effects of subsidies. They generate an indirect impact, reducing income available to invest in rural infrastructure such as health, safe water supplies, and electricity for the rural poor. Struggling to survive, many of these farmers then migrate to urban areas in search of alternative economic opportunities. An important milestone in abolishing subsidies was achieved at the World Trade Organization in December 2015. Developed countries have committed to remove export subsidies immediately, except for a handful of agriculture products, and developing countries will do so by 2018. Developing members will keep the flexibility to cover marketing and transport costs for agriculture exports up till the end of 2023. And the poorest and food importing countries will enjoy additional time to cut export subsidies. The decision contains disciplines to ensure that other export policies are not used as a disguised form of subsidy. These disciplines include terms to limit the benefits of financing support to agriculture exporters, rules on state enterprises engaging in agriculture trade, and disciplines to ensure that food aid doesn't negatively affect domestic production. Developing countries are given longer times to implement these rules, and these measures will hopefully make the global marketplace more balanced and more equitable and improve the competitiveness of smallholder farmers on the African continent.